The NBA Dunk Contest is one of the most entertaining displays of talent in North American sports, but sometimes the player who wins it is only good at that one skill. And while dunking is physically impressive, it is not always indicative of a great basketball player. That's why in today's video, we're going to be counting down the worst players to ever compete in and win the NBA Dunk Contest. Stick around because some of the names on this list will blow your mind. Let me start this by saying that none of these players are bad athletes or even bad NBA players per se, but being a great dunker and a great NBA player are not always one and the same. With that in mind, let's kick off this list with former New York Knick Kenny Walker. Walker won the dunk contest back in 1989, which happened to be his only big accomplishment during his time in the league. The really unfortunate part for Walker is that he was expected to do much more with his career when he was drafted 5th overall in 1986. With such a high pedigree, the big man was touted to be the next big player for the Knicks, but of course that did not happen. He never quite turned out to be the player he was drafted to be, only playing a few seasons in the NBA before bowing out due to injury and, to be blunt, lack of skill. But he did put his name in the history books by winning the NBA Dunk Contest. So that isn't enough, but for a 5th overall pick, that certainly isn't great. Next on our list today is Dee Brown, who won the NBA Dunk Contest back in 1991. Brown was selected 19th overall in the 1990 NBA Draft by the Boston Celtics, with high expectations, as most first-round picks have. But much like everyone on this list, he did not quite live up to those expectations. He scored 6,758 points during his career, but his biggest accomplishment is easily this dunk contest win. While Brown may not have been the most talented player to ever play, his no-look dunk in the 1991 contest is one of the best the competition has ever seen. Next on our list is Cedric Ceballos, who actually won the contest the very next year in 1992. Ceballos was also selected in the 1990 draft, but much later, at the 48th pick to the Phoenix Suns. Along with his dunk contest win, Ceballos was known for his accuracy shooting, as he led the league in field goal percentage back in the 92-93 season. Ceballos played for a myriad of teams, with the most notable seasons coming in 94-95 when he led the Lakers in scoring and made the All-Star game. But undoubtedly, his most notable accomplishment in the NBA was when he won the dunk contest with a blindfolded dunk in 1992. Our next pick on today's list, Harold Miner, who won the eccentric competition not once but twice. He won the first time in 1993, and then he won again in 95. But of course, these two events easily top the list of his most impressive accomplishments in his NBA career. Miner was selected with the 12th overall pick in the 1992 draft by the Miami Heat and was expected to do great things in the NBA. However, those aspirations were never met by Miner. Miner was given a Baby Jordan tag that essentially held him down to the ground, as he was never going to be able to live up to that expectation. Miner fell well short of his career goals and barely played any games for the Heat. If it weren't for those 2 dunk contest wins, Miner would be a complete irrelevant player in the history of the NBA. The next person on this list happens to be the man in between Miner's 2 dunk contest wins, taking home the trophy in 1994, which for those of you who are big fans of the NBA dunk contest would know is Isaiah Rider. Rider came with huge expectations when he was drafted into the league at 5th overall in the 1993 NBA draft, but the only goal that he really lived up to was winning the 1994 dunk contest. which he predicted he would do on his draft night. Ryder did collect 9,405 points during his NBA career and did help the Blazers in the 1996 season when he led the team in scoring, but he was mostly known for his insubordinate and criminal activity during his playing days, which is part of the reason why he only amounted to a dunk contest champion and not an NBA champion. Our next pick is somebody who is slightly less irrelevant than the other players on this list, and that of course is Brent Barry. Barry actually sits at 13th all-time in three-pointers made and has a 40% shooting percentage over the course of his career. But other than his elite shooting, as well as being selected at 15th overall and being traded on draft night, he has very little to hang his NBA career hat on. But he did win the 1996 dunk contest with a spinning dunk that was rather impressive, but was the highlight of his career. However, he did play until the 2009 season, despite being drafted in 1995, which is a pretty decent career for somebody like Barry. Moreover, he did win 2 NBA championships as a bench player with the San Antonio Spurs, so he probably isn't complaining about his career. Our next pick may not have had a very amazing career, but he was the first and only player to win the slam dunk contest with the Seattle Supersonics franchise, and that player, of course, is Desmond Mason. Mason was selected 17th overall in the 2000 draft, and while he did gather over 7,000 points in his NBA career, that was essentially all he did, and for a 17th overall pick, that is not exactly great. Mason was a decently solid player during his time in the NBA, but his biggest accomplishment was winning this dunk contest, which is nowhere close to the highlights he should have reached. The next player on today's list is Fred Jones, who was selected 14th overall in the 2002 draft and was touted to be an elite player. But despite playing for 8 different teams during his career, he never quite reached his full potential, with his biggest accomplishment being the dunk contest win in 2004. But despite his letdown of a career, he is not the top pick on today's list. Our number 1 selection is 2007 dunk contest winner Gerald Green. Green was selected 18th overall in 2005, but only played in the NBA until 2009 and with 4 different franchises during that span. If it wasn't for his dunk contest win in 2007, Green would easily be one of the biggest letdown and most irrelevant players the NBA has ever seen, which is why he is number 1 on today's list. That's all we have for you guys today on the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Who do you think is the worst player on today's list? Do you think we missed some dunk contest champions that are even worse than the players we mentioned today? Let us know all your thoughts in the comment section below. While you're at it, don't forget to leave a like on the video and to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. Also, you can ring the bell to ensure that you never miss an upload from us. We hope you enjoyed today's content. We will see you all in the next video.